At least it's not bad news. Yeah. Okay. And Julieta, welcome to class. How's it going?
Hi, nice to see you.
Good to see you. Um, yeah, how's your day going?
Well, thanks.
Okay. What have you been up to?
Today, one of my friends leave, so I
Hmm.
just say goodbye.
Okay. One of my friends left.
Left.
Okay, so you said goodbye. Um, all right. Well, that's kind of sad. Where did they go? He or she?
She is going to Spain.
Okay. Why Spain?
Mhm.
Okay. I guess those are asking why Spain. What you doing in Spain?
She is going to discuss her thesis.
Nice. That's cool. Thesis. Thesis. It's got that
Thesis.
TH. Thesis. Okay. And Carolina, welcome to class. Carolina, how's it going?
Hello, teacher. How are you? I am good. Thank you for asking.
Nice. Okay, good to hear. And Carolina, what have you been up to today?
Nothing special. I went to the bank because I have to pay some taxes for the government. So, and then I came back to my home and now taking your class.
I came back home. Not I came back to my home. I just came back home.
Okay, I came
Um,
back home.
nice. All right. And Emilio, welcome to class. Emilio, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you doing?
Doing well. Thanks for asking. What have you been up to today?
Yeah, quite a calm day, just working.
All right. Nice. Any plans for the rest of the day or for perhaps tomorrow?
Okay, maybe after class I will go to the pool for a while. Not bad.
Nice. Yeah, that sounds good. Um, and Ksenia, welcome to class. Ksenia, how's it going?
Everything is fine. Thank you.
Okay. All right, nice. Um, and what'd you do today, Ksenia?
I cooked a lot as usual.
Okay, nice. And what'd you cook?
Mm, Cake and macarons.
Okay, maybe baked. I baked.
Yes,
Cooking is
baked.
more, yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but good. That sounds delicious. I could go for a cake. And Amp, welcome to class. How's it going?
Hi, teacher. I'm fine, thank you. What about you?
Doing really well. Thanks for asking. And what'd you do today, Amp?
Ironing, just starting.
Nice. All right.
It's not nice,
Yeah.
but I have to do it.
Yeah, ironing is not fun. I hate chores and stuff like that. Um, all right. How long does it take you to iron generally?
um, like a 5 hour.
What? You iron everything. Um,
Yeah, the blankets, the towels, my
wow.
my family clothes.
Sorry. Um, yeah, that sounds terrible. Okay. Um, right. Okay, I can't even, yeah, wrap my mind around that. Daniel, welcome to class. How's it going?
Hi Joshua, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. And welcome to class. How's your day been?
Yes, I'm very good. Today I had English test before joining English learn group in in my in my company,
Mm-hmm.
and it was great.
Nice. Congratulations. That's
Yes.
always good to hear. Okay. And to get started with today's story, we have two options. One is a story that we will not finish, but we will read the beginning, like really important section. So it's kind of like a story in itself, and it's hilarious, and I really like it. Or we can read another story that we will finish. It's not as funny. It's not funny at all. It's kind of sad. What do you guys think? Any opinions?
As for me, I'd prefer a new one because
Okay.
I wasn't in the last class.
Okay, so a funny one. All right, let's do that then. And let's get started with this. And let's start with Albina. Can you read the title and the first paragraph?
Sure. Uh, Fiction, Lag by Steven Polanski.
Nice.
When Dave Long tacked up and tried for third, everyone had to laugh. A bonehead move, and for Dave, typically a prudent guy, uncharacteristic. As he took off, Dave laughed too at his own folly. Church League softball, one gun in the last inning, not a blessed thing on the line. The game was without meaning and out of reach, and he went on a shallow fly to left.
Okay. Really well done. Not a blessed. Blessed.
Blessed.
Mm,
Blessed.
yeah. We've got a couple exceptions with that ed ending. Generally, it would be blessed. You were blessed. But if we're talking about this phrase, it's not a blessed thing. Not a blessed thing in the line. Can you repeat blessed?
Yes, I can.
Okay, just repeat it. Blessed.
Blessed. Blessed.
And tagged up. Tag.
Tagged up.
Good.
Tagged up.
Okay. And so what's happening here? We're playing baseball. Tagged up. It's kind of a rule in baseball. You can't run unless you wait for the person to catch the ball. It's a little bit tricky if you guys don't know baseball or softball. And not a blessed thing online. It's not important, you know. The game's out of reach. You know, you can't win. It's out of reach. They've scored too many points, and yeah, it doesn't matter anymore. It's church league softball. It's not important. And let's have Amp. Can you read the next paragraph?
Good Lord, his wife, Susan, said to the woman next to her. She was sitting in the aluminum bleachers with the rest of the Bethany Baptist bunch. She had arrived late, barely in time to see Dave reach second on an overthrow. He was surprised to see her. Susan Nunn was a busy, charitable woman. She worked half-time keeping the books for Nunez Chiropractic, and gave her afternoons and evening to business of the church, the school, the community. Before the game, Dave and his son, Randy, grabbed some food downtown, as they did 2 or 3 times a week. Given her given her responsibilities at the church, which include a leadership role in Christian education, her several Bible studies and support groups, her involvement in such service arms as member care and prayer chain and Meals on Wheels. Susan had little time to prepare supper or eat it. What the heck is he doing? She said.
Good. Really nice pronunciation. Aluminum.
Aluminum.
And chiropractic.
Chiropractic.
Good. Does anybody have any questions here? Okay. Okay, no questions? So yeah, just kind of talking about Susan, his wife, and how busy she is. And let's have Carolina, can you read the next 2 paragraphs until man?
Okay. David was trying for third. There was no question. He knew he should stay at second. He should not go. and he went. The left fielder, Pastor Jeff, of an Alliance church, had a cannon. He looked at Dave as if Dave were pursued by demons. Pastor Jeff spoke to him. In shallow left field, he was close enough to speak to Dave as he headed for third. "Where are you going, Dave?" Pastor Jeff said. "You are a dead man."
You're dead, man. Can you repeat "you're dead, man"?
"You're dead, man."
Yeah, you're dead, man. And let's look at headed.
Headed, headed.
Yeah, alliance.
Alliance.
And third.
Third, third,
Huh? Third. Good.
third.
Okay. Marcus, welcome to class. How's it going?
I'm going fine, and thanks for asking. How about you?
Doing really well. Thanks for asking. Daniel, can you summarize what's happened so far for Marcus?
I'm sorry, can you repeat, please?
Yeah, Daniel.
Yes, sorry.
Can you summarize what's happened so far for Marcus? Can you summarize what's happened so far?
In this paragraph, or
in the story so far? Okay, who can summarize for us?
I think I didn't pay enough attention.
That's okay. Can somebody else summarize?
Okay, I can try.
Go for it.
Okay, there's a man called Dave, who is part of a baseball team. I think that the team belongs to the church, to the community. And while they are playing, Dave is at the second. I don't know the name of this at the second base or
second base. Yeah.
I don't know enough about baseball. He has to try the third. And meanwhile, we have known some things about his wife, how busy is she with taking care of the family and participating in some community things. We are at that point.
Yeah, good. And nobody thinks Dave is going to make it to third. He's kind of being silly, trying to make it to third. Good. Really perfect, Emilio. Daniel, can you read the next paragraph?
Yes. Sorry. Dave smiled. He liked Pastor Jeff on the street. He hadn't cared for his manner in the pulpit. The few times he'd heard him preach. Pastor Jeff was too tall. He was 6'9", and his preaching posture was stopped and condescending. He was also too familiar.
And let's go. Yeah, finish the paragraph.
And digressive for Dave, who had been raised in the cooler, straighter logic of the Episcopalians. But Pastor Jeff had the straight through here. Dave was dead. To write, Dave had been fast, but he was 44 now, and he was too slow to pull this sort of a stunt.
Good. Nice work. Good reading. Let's look at stooped.
Stood.
Yeah, so he stooped in the pulpit because he was very tall. 6'9" is more than 2 meters, I think. It's really tall. And yeah, he's stooped and condescending. Other than that, you did a good job. Nice work with digressive. Nice job with Episcopalians.
Yes.
I really don't know what two rights means here. I don't know what he's trying to say, unfortunately. And so, any questions in that paragraph? Does anybody have any questions?
Yes, please. What's the meaning of stunt here? The last word?
Stunt. It's like a silly act. A stunt. It's like a prank. A silly act. It's like a stupid action, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Good question. Any other questions? Okay. And Emilio, can you read the next paragraph?
Dave's son, his only child, Randy, stood away off, down the third baseline, behind the cyclone fence. He was hanging from the fence as if the third there, his arms stretched out above his head, his fingers laced through the wire, the toes of his sneakers wedged into the bottommost holes. He shook his head back and forth, almost violently. Randy was 13. He had not wanted to come watch his father play.
Good. Let's look at toes.
Sorry?
Toes. Toes.
Which line is that?
So his toes.
Toes.
And violently. Violently.
Violently.
Yeah, violently. Good. So the O is silent. We don't pronounce the O. We just say violently. And let's have Julieta. Can you read Until Mornings?
Until mornings. God, he said when Dave tugged up. Stupid, just stupid. Randy was a big, strong kid. He was almost all the time now angry at his father. He could tolerate his mother, but everything about Dave, who you would have thought the more approachable parent, enraged him. Randy hated the way Dave dressed. He hated his whole wardrobe. In particular, a blue down jacket Dave had had for years and wore when he drove Randy to school on winter mornings.
Good. Nice. And maybe the next thing he says.
You garbage man, Randy would say to him, you look like a garbage man, you grunge monkey.
Yeah. Good. Okay, so any questions here? Okay. What's happening, Ksenia? What's happening?
So he is still playing this game, and he was too old for this game, and everything see it, but not he. And later, we read about his son. He was 13. Yes.
13.
13. And
sorry.
And he didn't like his father's wardrobe, I think.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure.
Okay. And yeah, he doesn't like his father's wardrobe. His father irritates him.
Yes.
Sorry, teacher, what does grunge mean?
Grunge is like dirt or dirtiness. So a grunge monkey would be just like a dirty person. Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to get to the It signed me out, so I had to sign in again, and so just hold on 1 second. Yeah. Okay. And right. So you're stupid. Yeah, his son is calling him stupid for trying to make the play. And Ksenia, can you read until the end of the page?
Dave, Dave liked this latter expression. He tried not to smile. Laugh, Randy said. Laugh. The garbage man dressed better than you do. Dave's beard, which he kept respectably trimmed, made Randy angry. No kisses, Wolfman, Randy said. If Dave bent over his bed to kiss him good night, you werewolf, you're scaring me, Wolfman.
Nice, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. Randy spoke with stage disdain of Dave's friend. Dave's car, a Taurus wagon, was boring and dumb for Randy, an emblem of all that was insufferable and pedestrian about his father. But the thing that really drove Randy wild was that Dave liked to read. Dave rose every morning at 5 so he could spend a So I should read, yes?
Yeah,
Quiet
keep going.
hour, reading and thinking and praying, which left him irredeemable in Randy's eyes. If they sent Randy to his room or otherwise disciplined him, this happened more often than they wanted. Randy would say, in his cruelest, most hateful voice, "Why don't you just go read a book, Mr. Reading Man, Mr. Vocabulary? Go pray your praying mantis." Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah, disciplined. Can you repeat disciplined?
Disciplined.
Yeah, good. Other than that, really good reading. Questions? Anybody have any questions? Okay, so
What
the boy.
is mantis?
A praying mantis is a type of animal. So it's a bug. Praying mantis. It's green. They're really long kind of types of animals. And they kind of look like praying. Can you see this? It's a little bit fuzzy still.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a praying mantis.
Okay, thank you.
Good question. Any other questions? Okay. And let's have Marcus, can you read the next paragraph?
Okay. Watching Rand is his father and friend Dave. The way his face went tight, the way his back stiffened, listening to the explosive, primitive noises he made this place of Spanish. You could see the boy's anger was beyond his control, and you understand it had sandbagged the kid hit his blind side. It made Dave very sad. He missed the easy love of his son. He missed talk to Randy. He missed his companionship, and he felt sorry for him, because then periodic rest between pure of rage when he took breath, Randy was clearly deserted and spent and himself sad.
Okay. Okay, let's look at presence. Presence.
Presence.
Yeah, and his father's presence. And then tight.
Sorry?
Tight. Tight.
Tight.
Tight. Stiffened.
Tight. Okay, tight.
Stiffened.
Stiffened.
Explosive.
Explosive.
Primitive.
Primitive.
And blind.
Blind.
Blindsided. Blindsided.
Wine-decided.
Yeah, actually it's blindside. But good. Missed.
Missed.
His son.
Bisan.
His son.
Missed son.
He missed his son.
He missed his son. Okay.
Good. Talking.
Talking.
Companionship.
Companionship.
Dazed.
Dazed.
Dazed. Dazed.
Dazed.
Good.
Dazed.
And spent and himself sad. Okay. And let's have Alvina. Can you read until doing?
Sometimes it was hard for Dave to remember that this abrasive, scolding thing always coming at him was his own son. Randy would bump him or leer or growl, make some foul and belligerent gesture, and before he'd had time to set or check himself, Dave would have responded in kind. "You shut your mouth, punk, or I'll shut it for you," Dave might say. He would grab Randy's arm above the elbow and squeeze it hard, trying to hurt him, and he would feel with regret and shame. Randy said, "Stupid, you are stupid," and Dave, slow but hell-bent for the thought, hurt him.
Good.
Shoot.
Oh, keep going, sorry.
Shoot, Dave thought. Poor kid, what am I doing?
Nice. Leer. Can you repeat leer?
Leer. Leer.
Growl. Growl.
Growl. Growl.
Growl. And foul.
Foul. Foul.
Yeah, foul.
Foul.
Okay. Good. Questions here. Does anybody have any questions? Okay.
Yes, Joshua. Hellbent.
Hellbent. Like, you're definitely gonna do something. If you're hellbent on something, you're totally gonna do it. Come on. Does that make sense? Why? Sorry, guys. Yeah, so hellbent is you're certain you're gonna do something. Any other questions? Okay, sorry, I'm just trying to download the page again.
I have a question.
Yes.
Scowling.
Scowling?
Mm-hmm.
A scowl is the opposite of a smile, really. Yeah, so when you're a scowl, be easier. So this is a man that's scowling. Those are all scowls. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
This is a good one. Okay. Any other questions? Leer is like, stare at hatefully almost, and growl. Again, animal sounds. And so, good. Any other questions? Okay, can you read to the end of the page, Amp?
Okay. Pastor Jeff threw a rope to the third baseman, also named Jeff, who worked in the other salvage yard. This layman Jeff caught the ball and straddled the bag, waiting for Dave, who was still only halfway there. Damn, Randy said. You're stupid. He untangled himself from the fence and turned his back to the field. The third base coach, Pastor Rick, senior pastor, and Bethany Baptist was
Almost.
at
At a
the
loss.
at the last. When the ball left the bat and Wick fly, he had raised his hands, palms out, signaling Dave to stay put. Hold up, Gomer, he shouted, but it was too late. Davy had committed himself.
Dave, not Davy. Dave.
Dave.
Uh-huh. Good. I love the sun. Stupid. You're so stupid. Sorry. And at a loss. What does at a loss mean?
I don't know.
Okay. Does anybody know what at a loss means? It's kind of short for at a loss for words. So if you're at a loss, you don't know what to do or you don't know what to say. So we get this image of the third base coach who's just like, I don't know. What are you doing? Yeah, and so good. I think we're good here. Any other questions before we move on? Okay, Carolina, can you read the next paragraph?
Okay. Pastor Rick was Dave's age. They met downtown once a week to discuss scripture and their personal journey in faith. They had a day over turkey meals and iced tea. Consider Matthew 7:13-40, a familiar passage Dave had lately found compelling and vexing. Enter through the narrow gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the road that leads to destruction, and many enter through it. But small is the gate and narrow the road that leads to life, and only a few find it. After a space of silent meditation, Pastor Rick asked Dave what he thought the gospel writers may have meant by the word narrow. They had their Bibles on the table before them.
Good. Okay. Vexing. Does anybody know what vexing means?
Vexing. I don't know.
Any other ideas? It's like troubling or difficult to deal with. If you're like vexing, you can't quite figure it out. If something is vexing. Really good pronunciation, by the way. Does anybody have any other questions here? Okay. And so we're talking about Pastor Rick, who is the third base coach, which is why he is brought up here. So Dave is on his way to third base. Pastor Rick is at a loss. Pastor Rick and Dave were talking earlier about this gospel quote, or quotation. Daniel, can you read until that?
Yes, they had their Bibles on the table before them.
Mm-hmm.
Apart from the obvious, Dave said. Yes, said Pastor Rick. Are you asking because you know, or because you want to know? The second, Pastor Rick said. I don't know. How would I know? You are Baptist. No shit, Pastor Rick said. If we knew what the Hebrew was, Dave said. Or the Greek? Good question. I don't. So, Dave thought a moment. Maybe as in sever, he said. I don't know. Narrow as in pinched. It pinched you to go through. What's the word? Straight. Straightened. Maybe exclusive. Most people are excluded. They are left out. Unpopular. Maybe narrow as in simple. Share. Simple. Sever. Did I already say that?
Mm-hmm. Good. Okay. Severe.
Severe.
Yeah, severe. Sever is to cut off. So if you sever something, you cut it off. Really good. So they're just kind of talking about what this quotation means, this Bible quotation. He's kind of brainstorming. And yeah. Emilio, can you read until the end of the page?
Yes. Did I already say that? Yes, you did. Yeah, well, that's what I come up with. Good stuff, Pastor Rick said. What have you got? Dave said. Half my sermon, thanks.
Okay, and let's pause here. What's that mean?
Sorry?
Let's pause here. What's that mean? Did I already say that? Yes, you did. Yeah, well, that's what I come up with. Good stuff, Pastor Rick said. What have you got? Dave said. Half my sermon, thanks. What's happening? What's the joke here?
No, okay, I understand that the pastor was thinking around his next sermon on Sunday, but not finding what to the attendants, and that's the reason why he was asking Dave for this passage.
Yeah, so that's the joke. Dave's asking Pastor Rick what Pastor Rick thinks, and Pastor Rick is not understanding, purposefully like making Dave's statement a pun and saying, I've got half of my sermon, so you've given me half of my sermon for Sunday. Thank you. Exactly, that was good, Emilio. And keep reading.
A female fan on the Bethany side was yelling, "Slide, Dave, slide." It was a joke because no one slid in church league. The guys were too old, too sedate, and besides, Dave was wearing shorts. Everyone laughed. Dave heard the call for him to slide, and he, too, found the proposition laughable. Then he slid. He raised his right hand in a fist. He yelled, "Oh, Mama!" And from 6 feet away, and at what was for him top speed, he slid into third, under the tag. Around the tag, really?
Around the tag, really.
Around the tag, really.
Yeah. Okay, good. And so let's look at yelling.
Yelling.
Laughed.
Laughed.
Yelled.
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 And laughable.
Laughable.
Good. And I think we're good. Does anybody have any questions here? Okay, so he goes and slides. And Julieta, are you back yet, or are you still gone? Okay, Ksenia, can you read until Dave?
And from no one, yes?
Mm-hmm.
No one who watched could believe it. It was the only hook slide anyone had ever seen in the church league. The base paths were hard, dry, gravelly dirt, and Dave tore up his leg. He stood up, called time, and leaped off the bed. He looked down at his leg, the left, which was badly abraded from ankle to knee, beneath a thin film of dirt, which Dave tried to wipe off with his hand. The leg was livid strawberry, a crochet of cuts and gashes, bits of sand and gravel in the wounds.
Yeah.
Pastor Rick.
Okay, yeah,
Pastor
you
Rick
can.
was okay.
Go ahead, read that last sentence.
Pastor Rick was beside him. He put his arm around Dave.
Good. Abraded is cut up, so it was badly abraded, badly, cut up. Any other questions here? Okay, and so he goes inside into the base, and he actually makes it, which is kind of crazy. And okay, Julieta. So you've missed that he slides into the base. He makes it. There was a joke. Can you read until laughed, Julieta?
Till laughed. Where is it? Sorry.
So you're starting with Y right here.
Okay. Why did I go that? Why did I do that? Dave said. Ouch. Wild man, you okay? Pastor Rick said. Nice slide. Thanks, I'm okay, I think. Can you walk? You want a runner? No, Dave said. I'm fine. You sure? Yeah, Dave said. Pastor Rick patted Dave on the ramp. All right, then. Go get him. Dave turned to the crowd. He smiled sheepishly. Oh man,
Sheepishly. You're right. Sheepishly.
And waved. Susan stood up in the stands. I'm okay, she said. More? Big jerk. I'm sorry. Big jerk, she said to herself as she sat down. Then to the woman next to her, I don't believe it. She took a magazine out of her purse and looked at the cover. She stood up. She stuck the magazine at Dave. He pretended to cower, and the crowd laughed. And the crowd laughed.
The crowd laughed. Good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so his wife is, chastising him, kind of. Alvina, can you read the next paragraph?
Where should I start?
Randy.
Randy, who had wheeled to watch the play from the left field foul line, was embarrassed that his father slid in shorts and hurt himself sliding, that he slid. In this context, a game for Coots and Phipps and Waco fundamentalists was inordinately, ridiculously good, and on top of it all, that his mother had got into this bad circus act. Randy began to drift in his father's direction, up the line. Dave watched his unwitting tag with gratitude and wonder. He looked at Randy, shrugged his shoulders, and smiled, a bit goofily. It was only when Davy smiled at him that Randy realized he was moving towards his father. He wrenched himself away. Randy turned and headed for the parking lot.
Good. Wrenched. He wrenched himself away.
Wrenched himself away.
And the left field foul line. Foul.
Left field foul line.
Good.
Foul line.
Okay, so there are a couple of weird words. Coots is just like a goofy person, a strange person. Kind of like an old coot is how we'd pair it. It's like an old crazy person. Phoebe, I think, is a feeble person. So somebody who's weak. So a feeble person. and a wacko fundamentalist. It's like a really religious, like fundamentalistly religious person. What else? There was something before, I think. Yeah, well, does anybody have any questions here? His unwitting tack. It's the path that he's taking is the tack. Hopefully that makes sense. Any other questions? Unwitting is like he's not paying attention to the path that he's making. It's like unconscious, perhaps. And let's have Amp. Can you read the next paragraph?
Okay. Dave's leg looked back, painful, but it didn't really begin to hurt until after the next batter. Eloy Wicks, who worked for Dave at the cereal plant, tapped
there you go.
a ground ball to the pitcher, stranding Dave at third and rendering perfectly gratuitous his miracle slide.
Yeah, gratuitous.
Repeat, please.
Gratuitous.
Gratuitous.
Yeah. Gratuitous. Good. And questions here. All right, what happened, Amp? What's happened here? You were gone for a lot of it.
Yes, I'm lost.
Carolina, what happened? Carolina? Gonna skip Daniel. Daniel, do you think you can tell us what happened? Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Anybody? Okay. All right, maybe Emilio, can you review what happened?
Okay, I think that Dave did a great effort and a miracle getting the third base, but after all that effort, his peer in the cereal plant, how to say, matched him easily in the third base. That taking away the value of his effort.
Yeah.
I don't know the technical words of baseball, but okay, for me, he had a big effort, and in just a second, his peer took him away.
Yeah. So his teammate, in baseball, you have 3 outs until you change sides. And so this is right at the end of the game. They're losing. Dave makes this miraculous effort to get to third base. He actually gets to third base. Nobody thinks he will. It's kind of like a miracle. He's cut up his leg, which is bleeding, and the next person who comes to bat is his employee at the plant, and the employee gets out and the game is over, and he's into third for no reason. So rendering is like making. Perfectly gratuitous is like absolutely excessive, surplus, unnecessary. His miracle slide. So it's just absurd, and he did all that effort for nothing. Any questions? Okay, and let's have. That's what happened, Carolina. Yeah, Carolina, just give me like a be right back in the chat box next time that happens. But can you read the next paragraph, Carolina?
Okay, teacher, so sorry.
No worries.
Where I should start?
Randy.
Okay. Randy Cobb arrived with his mother, who left as soon as the game ended, taking time only to tell Dave to get home and clean up his leg. To give Randy some time for his anger, Dave stayed to help gather the equipment. They wound up going for a beer with Pastor Rick and a few of the men. His leg was sticking He does it with a cold water from a spigot by the back stop. At Denny's he ordered a beer and a scotch. He poured out the scotch on his napkin and swabbed his leg.
Okay, let's look at stinging.
Stinging?
Spigot.
Spigot?
Spigot. It's
Okay.
like a faucet for water. Generally, it's like with a hose. You have a spigot for a hose.
Okay.
And
Spigot.
swabbed.
Swab?
Swabbed.
Swabbed.
Good.
Swab?
And that just means he like wiped his leg with the scotch on the napkin. Yeah. And okay, any questions here? Any other questions?
What is the meaning of swabbed?
Swabbed is like wiped or cleaned.
Okay.
So if you swab something, you're using like a napkin or a piece of paper or a towel to clean your whatever. Okay.
Okay.
And Emilio, can you read the next part into after Dave said?
Shoot, Dave said. That stings. That is one ugly leg, said Pastor Rick. Pastor Jeff of the Alliance Church held up his Diet Coke and waggled it. Just for the record, he said. And if anyone asked, I wasn't here. Who was? said Pastor Rick. Great slide, said Pastor Jeff to Dave. I had you nailed. Never in doubt, Dave said.
Yeah, never in doubt, Dave said. Read that next paragraph too.
Okay. Dave nursed his beer, listening to Pastor Rick and Pastor Jeff disagree about glossolalia and about the dangers, Pastor Jeff and the appeals, Pastor Rick, of ecumenism, and then commiserate about the unremitting demands of the lectionary.
Really good pronunciation. Glossolalia and ecumenism.
I don't understand any word of the last paragraph.
Yeah, they're discussing like theological things. So talking about, theology, about like religion in a more philosophical way, and then they're talking about, they're commiserating. They're like, if you're commiserating with somebody, you like understand them, you're understanding their pains. They're like kind of talking about how demanding it is to be a pastor, how demanding it is to like give sermons all the time, pretty much. So they're like, yeah,
okay,
commiserating with each other. I don't know how to say otherwise. I had you nailed is, it's like, there was no way you were gonna escape. I had you nailed. So if you nail something, you have it 100%, pretty much. And okay, any other questions? All right, Judetta, can you read the next bit until I was just leaving? Dave said. Judetta? Ksenia, can you read the next bit?
I'm sorry, can you show me from what?
From you right.
From you right?
Uh-huh.
I couldn't see it. Okay, yes, see. You right, miss this week's. Yes? Said Pastor Rick. I'll give you half the day. I'll give you... Okay.
Sorry. Man. Yeah, so I guess we can... Ksenia, what happened here? What happened here? In the story?
Oh, Josh, I'm sorry. Can you ask someone else? Because I wasn't very in the story, so I just half I understand, half not. So
Okay.
sorry.
All right. So does anybody think they could explain the story or what's happening in the story so far?
So can I try?
Yeah, go for it.
So from the very beginning, so the story is about a common and usual family, and the author depicted us the picture of unhappy family. The relation between the members of this family is very cold, if not to say more, because the son of Dave hates him so much, and he hates everything in his dad. And his wife seems very indifferent, I think. After Dave hurt his leg, his wife just said, clean it when you come home. So, and I think it is very cold attitude towards it. And Dave seems to me a very clever man, but he doesn't like his life too, and he thinks that everything what he's doing is stupid. And he, after this game, where he did something extraordinary, he decided to stay a little bit longer, so that his son, Randy, could slow down, and so he wanted to give him time, but it was something extraordinary that he did, but nobody from his family appreciated it. So it is really sad. And he found a company, and he is sitting and drinking beer with a priest, and they are talking about theology, about philosophical things. So that is why he doesn't seems to me so plain man. He is he has deep inside. He is clever, but his life is so gray and dull, so that he wasn't able to open his core, his inner wise meaning.
Yeah. So I think you got it really, really well. If you are interested in listening to the story, it's called Leg. You can actually listen to it on iTunes. So just it's the New Yorker Fiction Podcast. And so you can download it for free and listen to it. It's a good way to practice too. And if you're interested in reading the rest of this story, yeah, it's a really funny one. At least I think it's funny. I like the kid. Yeah, and you can kind of get the rest of the story. Anyways, thank you guys for coming into class. I do have another private class coming up right now. I'm going to be a little bit late. But thanks for coming in, and see you soon.
Thanks, teacher. Take care. See ya.
Goodbye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.